Most people don't know that there is a format to an Italian wedding. There's a typical way that everything runs, and if you know this from the start of your planning, it's going to make everything a whole lot easier. Ciao, I'm Lucy, founder of Lista and Italian wedding planner. I'm here every week giving you a dose of Italian wedding planning wisdom to make your planning easy, clear and fun. If you haven't already, please subscribe below and make sure you get our video every week. So let's get on with it. So there are typically 5 parts of an Italian wedding day, and all caterers structure their service around these 5 parts. I'm going to talk about the caterer a lot because they are fundamental to how your day goes. If they're great, if they're on form, everything's going to run really smoothly. If you think of them literally like the backbone of your day, because their service runs through absolutely every part. So let's start with the first part. This is an optional part of the day, but it's something that we call the welcome drink. So often half an hour before the ceremony, your guests will arrive and you can choose to have a welcome drink. So you could have water, often flavoured water is offered, but you can upgrade that to something like Prosecco or beer if you want to get people started early. And this is just a really nice way to welcome your guests to your wedding, make it feel that little bit more formal perhaps if you've had other events throughout the wedding week. Often caterers offer this as an actual added extra. It's not typically part of the standard service, but you can add it on. The second part of the day is the ceremony. So this is full of emotion. There's nerves, anticipation, and it's usually this point of the day where the caterer doesn't play a massive role in this part of the day, but it's possible that they've maybe provided chairs for the ceremony and they've set those out for you. Third part of the day is the aperitif, and this is what I like to call the best pub garden in the world. This is where your guests are enjoying lots of food, lots of drink. The nerves of the ceremony have dissipated and everyone's just having a really good time, and the catering are absolutely critical to this part of the day. So usually they would have either canapes or they would have stations of food and drink around that your guests would just graze on for a really solid amount of time. It's usually 1.5 hours that a caterer will offer this part of the day for. The next part of the day is the dinner. So this is a huge part of the day, and obviously for a caterer it's a high pressure moment. Getting catering out to this many people, getting it cooked right, keeping it hot, all of that is super important. So providing the caterer with a good timeline is absolutely critical. And in my video next week, I'll talk about exactly how to build that timeline to make sure that you don't mess this bit up. So the dinner can be different lengths depending on different caterers. So they will all have slightly different proposals. The standard wedding menu at an Italian wedding is an entree, 2 primi, so they're like pastas or risottos, a secondi, so that's usually like a meat dish or a fish dish, and then a dessert and a wedding cake. Now all caterers offer slightly different things at this point, as I said. The dinner length will differ depending obviously on the courses that you choose, but also how many speeches you have and how long the catering service takes. Some caterers serve really quickly. They have a benchmark, so they want to get food out and they want to clear it in a certain time frame. Others are a little bit more relaxed. And again, when you're booking your caterer, that's quite an important question to ask to make sure that's going to have the same kind of feel that you want for your wedding day. I'd say typically a dinner lasts from between 2 and 3 hours. The longer it goes on, to be really honest, having been a guest at a few Italian weddings, it can get a little bit boring being at the table for that long. And you do see people start to want to get up, start to want to kind of move around, looking for the bar, kind of eager for the party to start. So it's quite a good idea to keep that within a certain time frame. And the 5th part of the day is obviously the party. So this usually is a transition from the table to cutting the cake, first dance if you're going to have one, and then your party. This is where the bar opens, and again the catering are absolutely crucial here because in most cases they're running the bar as well. So that's how an Italian wedding day runs typically. Now obviously there's loads of ways that you can tailor your day to make it yours, and different caterers and suppliers are different levels of flexible. So if you really want to have a different number of courses or you want the day to run in a different way, you can definitely find that in an alternative caterer, but most work in this way. Next time I'll cover how to actually build the timings of your day and what to consider to make those timings flow and work really well for you. Don't forget, at La Lista we've got a community of couples over on Facebook who are talking about these sorts of things all the time. So come over and join us. You can find the link below in the comments. Have a great week and I'll see you next week.